Hey, hi, welcome back to Besant Technologies. I'm delighted to welcome you to the comprehensive Playwright automation course. Playwright, developed by Microsoft, is one of the most powerful modern automation frameworks for web application testing. It enables you automate Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit browsers using a single reliable API. Today, many leading product-based companies and MNCs use Playwright because of its speed and stability to rich feature set. In this course, you learn everything from ground up with hands-on projects and real-time examples. Let's get started.
Hi guys, welcome to the Playwright automation session. So in this session we are going to learn about how the Playwright automation working using the stack JavaScript and TypeScript. Okay. So let me quickly tell you the things of what is browser automation was. Basically Playwright is the one tool which is famously known for using the browser level automation. Okay. Okay, let me say like what is browser level automation. Okay, so if usually what happen if you're going to giving some site to the development, before development we given that to the testing phase for making a testing that means to making the quality analysis in the web browser, right? So let me take like a login flow example. If the tester is going to check like a login flow, what they do, they just get into the login page. They load the login page in the browser and they enter the credentials which is we are giving. Once the credentials they enter, they just verify if the credentials are right and if they are having the proper validation, or if the fields are properly aligned, the UI matches the proper way, or each and everything they have like a particular test scenario cases that they get into the evaluation. Okay. But all these things are needed to done from the tester perspective. Tester have to load the things and doing it everything in the manual. Okay, wow. To make everything manual to automation, which is that instead of tester doing the things of loading everything and making the test cases, we are going to make it done by the system itself. The system, we're just going to trigger the automation. Once we triggered it, we already have the instruction of what need to perform. Like you have to go to this login and you have to see these things and you have to check these things, like the stuff we already given some test case instruction, and the system will read all the test case instruction, then it started executing it one by one by its own without intervention of the human. Now let's see some example. Now I'm just loading one sample reference which I had in my system. I'm just loading the Playwright automation using npm run test header. Okay, once I'm giving hint enter, it started loading. So how you see here, it just started loading the test cases. So once the first test case get executing, it started loading in my browser, which is my default browser available, and it started executing the second case once the first case is completed. I'm just giving like a sample test case, so it's just going to the Playwright automation, the website itself, to doing the things and stuff. So it's just going to the site directly. So now all the test cases is completed. Once everything is completed, we can see the report in the Playwright report. Okay, so if you see like index.html, if you hit on the HTML, I mean if you double click the HTML page in the browser, in the file explorer, you will see something like this. It just open the HTML page, it just open the web page to showcase the report. Okay, so this is basically like how the Playwright works. I just want to showcase to you how the Playwright works initially before getting into the things. Now you see it properly, right? How it works. If I running the command, it's just opening my browser and it started executing what are the instructions which are already pre-scripted. Correct? So this is about the browser automation. And why is a Playwright is playing the role in it? Playwright is an open source automation framework which supports all the cross languages like Java, JavaScript, Python. It supports all the languages and it supports all the cross browsers as well. Like it supports the Chromium, or it supports the old browser which is Edge, which I showcased to you now, or it supports like modern browsers called Firefox. All the browsers are getting supported in the Playwright. So that's why we are calling the Playwright is a very powerful tool and it's very speed to use as too. So that's the reason the Playwright is playing a major role in the browser automation. Now let's see how we are going to install this in your system. Okay. Now let's start installing the Playwright installation. So before getting into the Playwright installation, we need to have some prerequisites installed into our system. So for that, I'm just going to first install the Node.js. So let me get into the Node.js download page. And how you see in this, we have this LTS version, correct? So we have to choose this LTS version because the COL and the current version might have some buggy things in it. So we have to choose this one. And once you scroll down, you see something that MSI, okay, you have to click on it. Done. I mean, you have to click on that. Then it start installing one file. So might this installation take some time? I think it is taking like 53 seconds for me. That just based on the network support, like how far your network is. So it's get downloaded as soon as possible. So I'm just going to take the download. Yeah, for me it's completed. So I'm just getting into the file explorer with the file and I'm hitting on it 2 times. So once you're hitting on this, you'll see something like this. You have to click on next and you just accept the agreement by clicking on the checkbox and clicking on next. This path is pretty much fine for me. I'm just clicking on next and I'm hitting on next because this is pretty much okay. I don't want to check this checkbox because they install some unwanted things, so I don't want to do that. And I'm clicking on the install. So once you click on install, the installation get triggered and it asks you for the system permission. And here as you see, the things are getting installing. So once it's completed, you see something like this finish button. So hit on this finish, and to confirm this installation is completed or not, you have to get into the command prompt in your system. You just type like cmd, and once you're getting into that, you can able to type like node hyphen version. Then you get something like this, like I'm getting like v24.18.0, right? So this confirms a node is installed in a system. I'm going to check for npm. Yeah, so the node and npm is get installed in a system. Okay, so this node installation is completed now. Now let's start with the Visual Studio Code installation. Basically this Visual Studio Code is needed for the code editor. I'm just copying the link from the documentation and I'm going to the link which is pasted in the internet and I'm selecting the Windows. I'm just hitting on the button. Once I hit on the button, it just get installed in my system. Just hitting on download verified button. Okay, so it will take some time to get it installed. Let's wait until the time gets completed. I mean, until that installation get completed. I'm just hitting on pause. Okay, now it's get completed. So once it's completed, just go to the folder as we did for Node.js and just hitting on the Visual Studio icon twice. If you, I mean, hitting on the file twice, you will see something like this. Click on I accept the agreement. Next, 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 because all the default things is fine. I just create the desktop icon alone. I just making a check. Next, install. So once you hit install, it takes some time to get it prepared. I mean, it takes some time to make the installation. So let's wait until it get installed into our system. So let me pause the recording until that, and yeah, hopefully now it's going to complete. It may take around like 1 minute to get it completed, so it will be very short, not a big deal. So once it's get completed, you will see something called like this. Hit on finish, and once you hit finish, it takes like 1 to 5 seconds or like 1 to 10 seconds based on the system, and it started loading your Windows it started loading your Visual Studio application in the system. Okay, now you see get then Visual Studio Code opened. I'm just getting on continue without signing because I don't want to sign in now, and I'm selecting the theme and I'm just making it get started. Now let's start on creating a project in Playwright. So I'm just creating a new folder called Playwright. I'm just giving the name to Playwright test. Okay, so once I created the folder, then I'm just opening my Visual Studio Code which already installed. So I'm just hitting on new window. Once I'm hitting on that icon, so the application will get open. So it's getting progress. I mean, it is just getting loading. So once it's loaded, you will see something called open folder here. So hitting on that, and you have to choose your folder. So I'm just choosing my Playwright test folder. Once I'm hitting on select folder, the folders get into the Visual Studio Code editor. Now from here we just do the rest of the process. I'm just hitting on the new terminal, and I am going to have my command to make the initialization. I'm just going to give the command. Okay, let me get the command from the documentation directly. Now I'm getting into the Playwright documentation. So you can get these things like just type Playwright on the Google. Once you type, you see something like this. Hit into that and hit on get started. You will see the installation page. Okay, because I'm getting this command from here because the latest command will be available here. Sometimes the command might get changed, mostly not, but sometimes might. So if you get it from the site, it will be better. Oh no, yeah. So I'm using my sub-user route because I already had my Node.js and all in my system. So I'm just hitting that set execute command. Then I'm doing this. But if you're doing in your root user, it wouldn't need it actually. I'm doing in my sub-user, so it's asking this. So don't worry on that. Now I'm hitting on Y just to. It's just asking like I need to install this package. So I'm just hitting on that and selecting JavaScript, and I want to save the things in test, and I don't want the GitHub, so I'm giving no, and I just want the browser to install, so yes. Then installing thing going. This installation will take some pretty much time, at least like 1 to 1.5 minutes based on your network. So until that I'm just going to pause the things. So as you see, it started downloading something. Yeah, it basically based on your internet connection, it just going on. It just has some up and down time to make the things completed. But let's wait until this installation getting completed. So meanwhile, as you see in the side, we're having the folders have been created during this installation itself. The node module is created, the test is created, and the git ignore file, because these are the basic folders for the Node.js project that are getting created. And for specific to Playwright, we have something called playwright.config.js, but I'll explain everything once we hit into the project, and I'll explain the things in a deeper note. But for now, yeah, the download is happening and it's set to complete, it seems. But let's see how that stuff is going. It's loading. Okay, it's coming to 8690. All right. Okay, let me pause this things until. But yeah, now we get the things done. So as you see now, we have this happy hacking is printed, which means the project is successfully completed. So let's get into the test and let's get into this example file. Here we already have some predefined example which is given. So I'm just going to run this example by I'm just going to type the command called yeah. So npm playwright is, yeah, this is a command. So I'm just going to type the command. Once I hit the command, oh no. Okay, for npm I need to configure in the script file. So for now I'm not configured, I'm using the npx instead. Okay, so once I did the command, as you see here, we have like this test cases which is already pre-scripted. So the test cases is getting executing one by one. I'm just giving like npm playwright test, so it is not showing the pop-up window, but the things is happening in the background. But I will explain everything when you're getting into the session. Though the things is get completed. So see the result, you can able to see it using the we oh no, not this one. Okay, so let's see the result using the command line. Okay, let's paste this command in the terminal. Once you pasted the command, you can show the report, and the report is available in the Playwright report. Inside you have index.html. Okay, so if you are hitting this, you can see something called this web browser is running, and in the web browser you can see the stuff like the report of which are the test cases get completed and through which it get happen. Okay.